Hey guys, I'm Dickie. Today I'm driving my Honda Prelude here at Sandown. A little bit about the car. Myself and my dad built the car over a 12-year period, so it definitely wasn't a weekend job. It runs an S2000 F20C engine with a 3076 GDX Gen 2 on the side of it, with a 6-speed sequential gearbox, M-Tron ECU, Motec dash, Nissan diff, wheelwood brakes. It's a bit of a bitzer. The cool thing about this car is it's actually rear-wheel drive now, so that's something exciting that we've built ourselves, and with everyone involved and the guys at M-Tron, it's putting out around anywhere from 400 to about 700 horsepower depending on what setting we've got it on, but at the moment yeah, we can't use anything over about 450 today. This is actually number one of two. There's actually two identical to this. Another one's got a 6-litre Chev in it that never got to the completion stage.
Okay,
it's actually in a container hidden somewhere.
Okay.
And obviously, yeah, my dad was heavily in the build process of the elusive racing Integra as well.
This is the temperature gauge here to tell you how hot the exhaust is. So this is what we were talking about earlier. Motec dash. This car is a full tube frame race car. The owner was saying the only parts left on it that are Honda is the roof, the C pillar, the A pillar, and the doors. So really just that top part of the car is still Honda, and the doors, or the door skins and the door handles. Everything else has been modified, so totally insane. So you got the gearbox from the front there, finishes right there, Nissan rear end, and yeah, rear wheel drive Prelude. Pretty insane. honestly didn't know that it was rear-wheel drive, so it really is a Silvia now.
Yeah. So it runs, so it's an R200 diff.
Yep.
So it runs R200 diff, 2 short 300ZX drive shafts.
Yep.
In order to fit into the wheelbase. And yeah, custom made tail shaft, 6-speed sequential, and that's why the engine's so far back. So essentially the back of the gearbox is where the gear stick pokes out in the car.
So that's right back.
Yeah, so
halfway down the car.
See it there, so the back of the gearbox and the essentially tail shaft starts at where the gear stick is, so they mount straight onto the gearbox. Easiest way to point it out is right next to the clutch pedal is actually where the flywheel is, so the flywheel's right in line with your left foot, so that's a bit of safety for you. And then just next to the gear knob on the left hand side under that carbon panel is our 4-inch exhaust. So we're seeing, we've got a little temperature probe there just next to the gear stick. We're seeing in-car temperatures around about 75 to 80 degrees.
No way.
So if we're on a full qualifying run and we've got the boost wound up, the exhaust will glow red and nearly go see-through from the turbo housing as it comes out the back of the car.
And is that stainless or?
Yeah, so 4-inch stainless pipe. So it's pretty cool. Somewhere around here it uses about 4.5 litres of E85 a lap.
No way, that's heaps.
Yeah, and every gear change and backing off about a metre flame will come out the back of it because we're just pouring so much into it.
Every single time you're changing gears, you've got the flat shift set up, cracks and bangs every single time, and it's really loud. You can hear you over the back of the track, which, you know, it just sounds amazing. Like these Honda engines are really,
yeah, it's probably the best thing I ever did was put that gear knob in the car to do flat shift.
Yeah,
we're always lifting to do changes, and the 10% lift over a 10-lap race, it fluctuates between 8% and 20%. Then I start to get tired towards the end.
Yep.
We don't run power steering, so it gets pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy.
So just to eliminate some risk and eliminate some driver error, we put that in there, and it just keeps it consistent. It's the computer's letting it do its job.
So what transmission's that?
It's a TTI 6-speed sequential from New Zealand. So we've had it since the car was normally aspirated. We turboed the car about 5 years ago now, and as much as you read a few things on the internet, the TTIs handle the power. Doesn't matter if you're running, like I said, 400 or 700, it handles it nicely.
So we're at Sandown today. What's sort of your best lap time around here, and how do you compare to some of the other cars that get around here that do really impressive lap times?
Yeah, so look, in our division of sports sedans that the car runs in, we've had, I think, in the last 4 times we've raced here, I've sat on pole position 3 times.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a good rate there. We actually won round 1 of the 2019 Sports Sedan Championship here.
Wow.
With a 1 minute 15.0 was our qualifying time. So it's it's definitely quick enough. The hardest thing about it is today we're struggling to get some laps in. There's so many cars here, so we're pretty much doing sector times and putting it together. So we're on target for those 1 minute 15 laps. Just stringing it all together is the hard thing, but we're having a few wheel spin issues at the moment at 262 kilometres an hour. Just broken the wheel spin as well.
262.
So, yeah, it's just the track's getting bumpy. Sandown definitely needs to be resurfaced. So
I've noticed,
because we're so hard on our aero load and actual wheel spin, so we're just being careful on that one.
What's the max speed that this thing's capable of on this track down the straight?
Look, we got, when we're back in the US, we got some new engine configurations we're working on, so we're bringing back some engine parts. Look, the top speed of this thing was at Bathurst at 278.
Wow.
Not bad for a car that was built in a garage in Noble Park, so it's pretty good by myself and my dad, so it's a credit to him. But yeah, I reckon about 270s is probably quick as we want to go around here. The walls are pretty close to Sandown.
Yeah, and there is a big bump coming onto the first straight now. It's getting worse, I think.
Yeah, so the car crab walks onto the straight until 4th gear.
Jesus.
So I'm probably not 100% throttle until just into 4th. It's still wheel spinning at like 3/4 throttle, but I try to keep it out of. We run 9 stages of traction control in this car, and I'm trying to keep it out of the traction control too hard, because obviously when it's cutting for traction control, it's not good on the engine. So we're we're trying to keep it out of traction control when we can. So good thing about it with M-Tron, I've got 9 positions of traction control and 9 positions of boost in the car. Easy to get to. Radio through to the boys, and Dave that tunes the car normally gives me the instructions on what I can go to if the water temperature's at the right temperature. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, they're definitely a smart ECU, that's for sure.
They are. I'm hearing more and more about them, and yeah, they're becoming more and more popular. This car is pretty wild. You must have some wild stories. What's the wildest thing that you've done in the car so far?
Look, there's always some obviously testing moments with these cars. Obviously built by hand, you always have a few teething issues, and at the 2019 Honda Nationals, we were sitting in 2nd place on a good lap, and the rear end of the car broke out. So it broke all the control arm mounts out of the chassis. As a driver, you sort of chuck a tanty and you're ready to go home, but obviously all the amazing guys that worked on it. We found a guy with a welder in Benalla, put the car on a trailer. This is about 11 o'clock in the morning. Car on a trailer into Benalla. I stayed at the track while I drove someone else's car. The boys welded the whole rear end back where they thought it should be. Got back to the track about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We knew we had one sort of go at it. We ended up going from 2nd to P1 and ended up winning 2019 Honda Nationals. So that's definitely a story that we take away.
And is it still the same, slapped together welded rear end, or did you pull it out?
So my dad being a perfectionist, it lasted about 3 days at home when we got back. And he was actually overseas at the time, so my dad being a fabricator was a little bit weary about letting someone else weld the car.
Okay.
But yeah, he chopped it off. The whole rear end's been re-welded in about a week. And yeah, he's done an amazing job and put it all back together probably 2 days ago, and flew Dave down from Sydney, and here we are. So it's going all right, and rear end's still got 2 wheels hanging off it, so that's positive. Exciting things coming up for myself. I head to the US in, I think it's about 9 days time now, to go over there and do 2 rounds of the Global Time Attack Championship in the Elusive Racing DC2. So first round we head to Texas in February, and then to Road Atlanta in May. So some big things coming for myself and everyone involved with Brett Dickie Racing and Elusive Racing, and hopefully we can keep bringing you some videos in the future.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure you hit subscribe, turn the notification bell on, like this video, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment. It would really, really mean a lot to help the channel grow. So I would really appreciate if you could do that for me. Click the circle to subscribe, click the rectangle to watch another video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.